Hi, hi, hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's your girl Ashley, aka The Widow, and today we're going to be talking about Better Call Saul. But first, please, if you don't mind, could you like, comment, and subscribe and let me know down below your thoughts on episode 2 of Better Call Saul? What were some of your favorite moments? Something that maybe a theory for the next episode, or what do you want to see? Is there anyone you're concerned that might not make it out of the series at the end? We know that Better Call Saul had that 2 year break due to the pandemic. And recently, and earlier in the filming process, when they did come back, Bob Odenkirk suffered a massive heart attack on the set and had to, take a break. He was able to come back 6 weeks later, and it's so good to see that he's, healthy and strong and able to get back out there and get back to work. And he loves playing Jimmy McGill, so it's good to see that he's back and able to play this character that he loves so much, right, from Breaking Bad. And of course, this is the prequel to Breaking Bad, and it tells the story of Saul Goodman and how he becomes Saul Goodman. Because we know him by Saul Goodman, in Breaking Bad, and he's Slippin' Jimmy, and how Jimmy McGill grows into being that Saul Goodman. So we're going to actually start off with the man of the hour, of course, Bob Odenkirk as Jimmy McGill, also known as Saul Goodman. So Jimmy is still honed in on Howard and taking Howard down. We saw in episode 1 that he was able to get some baby powder cocaine, in Howard's locker, and right in front of his associate and his partner on the Sandpiper case. And we remember the Sandpiper case. The two of them worked together. This is why Jimmy is a little upset still at Howard, because Howard took the Sandpiper case from him. He did so much work on that case and lost it. And then, he also lost the Kettlemans to Howard as well. And the Kettlemans will come in later in this episode, in the review. We'll talk about them a little bit later, because they are in the episode farther down in the things that we're going to start here with. So Saul, aka of course Jimmy, is trying to think of how he can set his next part of the plan in action, and he needs to find some people that will go to Cliff and say, Howard was my lawyer. He represented us, and we lost our case because he's on drugs. And Saul first thinks his first thought is, what, we should hire actors and come up with a pretend case, and of course, Cliff will shut them down because he can't work with them because due to a conflict of interest, because he's already working on the Sandpiper case with Howard. So he can't have any, he can't represent someone in a case against, Howard. So he has to decline, them. And Jimmy sets all that up. It was Kim's idea to use the Kettlemans, and remember the Kettlemans are from season 1. Craig Kettleman was embezzling money from his job. He was discovered, and his wife was actually helping him along the way embezzle this money. And so they embezzled the money in season 1. He's now served his time in prison, and Jimmy reaches out to them and says, I might be able to help you. And he, has this conversation with them. He deliberately drops Cliff's name so they'll reach out to him. And he acts like, yeah, I really want to represent you and get you your money back. And Miss Kettleman does not like Jimmy at all. And she's like, no, we're not hiring you. We'll find another lawyer. So that's where they go to Cliff and they say, we have all this evidence. It's a known thing out there that Howard is a drug addict, in jail, is what Craig Kettleman says to Cliff. And Cliff, of course, turns them away. And, Miss Kettleman figures it out, oh, Jimmy has it out for Howard and used us as a tool, to go after Howard. She calls him up on the phone, and Saul agrees to meet with her. And Kim says, you know what? I think I'm going to come along too, right? So Kim makes the decision to come along. And Jimmy, when he gets there, he's like, guys, you all just got to forget Howard's name. You're not going to be able to win this case. She's like, yeah, I know. We went to 4 different lawyers. He was like, well, just take the money and forget all about this. And she was like, no, we're not taking the money, is what she says to Jimmy. She said, you're going to help us win our case. You're going to do it, and you're going to get us our old life back. We lost everything. And she's in tears and not really taking accountability for the fact that she was a big reason why they lost everything, because she was embezzling money from her husband's job. She was helping him do that. They now run a tax service where they do taxes for a lot of elderly people. And they even been scamming money from them and stealing from these clients because they lost absolutely everything. Jimmy informs them, we're not going to do anything like that. It's not going to work. And she's, tearful and irate. And Kim basically tells her, enough of this. Kim then picks up the phone and gives one of her friends a call. And says she might possibly have a case of tax fraud. Do you have someone who could possibly help me with this? So she's blackmailing them, and you could see Mrs. Kettleman. She's visibly upset and scared at this point. And as she's being transferred, and as the guy picks up the phone, he's like, hello, Miss Kettleman. Hangs up that phone. And she's like, we'll do whatever you want, whatever you want. Whatever you want. We'll do it. Just don't. And Kim tells her, you're going to forget all about Howard. Forget that he exists. Forget all about this. And all these people whose money you've stolen, you're going to pay them back. And now Kim walks outside. And Jimmy's still feeling a little bad for them. He gives them the money that he originally was going to give them anyway. And another thing is, the name of this episode was The Carrot and Stick. And before they left, Jimmy and Kim have this great moment where he grabs the money out of the bag, and she's like, so which one are they? Are they the carrot, they're stick? He's like, they're the carrot. So the money is the carrot, right? And when they refuse the money, Kim gives them the whole stick, right? She was like, so if you're not going to, do it this way, then you're going to have to, I'm going to make sure that you go down for the things that you've done. But after she walked out, Jimmy still gives them the money because he feels bad for them, right? So let's get on to our next guy, who is Gustavo. So Gustavo is really kind of about to, sacrifice Nacho because he wants to make sure that he doesn't get discovered as being the reason in the plot behind to kill Lalo Salamanca. He's also very curious and wants to confirm that Lalo Salamanca is dead. He, spoke with the federales and they confirmed his death, but he still doesn't believe it. Something is off about it for him. He's not convinced that Lalo Salamanca is dead. So he goes to Lalo Salamanca's uncle, Hector Salamanca. He goes to the nursing home to see him, to give his condolences, right? But he's really there to gain information. And both of them, have this stare down moment, and, he takes Hector's hand and they stare at each other. And he could tell by the way that Hector's acting that Lalo Salamanca is indeed not dead. So when he gets outside, he makes a call and he says he lives, which is it's so like, evil genius line, and amazing. I loved it. So that is where he leaves off until we see him later, and we're going to talk about that part more when we get to Mike. But I do want to say, Gustavo is, is like kind of that quiet, soft speaking villain. He's not quick to anger, or he's not impulsive like Lalo is. Like everything is calculated. Everything is at one tone for the most part with Gustavo. And when he speaks, it's very matter of fact. He says what he means, and there's no debate. There's nothing up for debate. Either you're going to do it this way, or, you know, I will take you out, right? And so it in Giancarlo Esposito is absolutely amazing in this role. Like, he brings this like chilling, like cool, like vibe to this character that if anybody else, I don't know, the way a lot of people would play him, you know, kind of like this like more suave kind of guy, you would think, you know, but still very dangerous. You know, he's very quiet, and in a room, he can go unnoticeable. But his actions are always noticed when he goes after you, right? But we do see how him and Hector's feud ends in Breaking Bad, don't we? So the next character, we're going to get on to Nacho, right? My favorite, one of my favorite. Nacho is still on the run. After, you know, bringing in the mercenaries in the season 5 finale, season finale, and so he's on the run, and the Salamanca clan, they're looking for him. They're on the hunt for him, you know, because he's in Salamanca's country and he's trying to get across the border, and Mike, he's waiting on them to come pick him up, right? And he is absolutely anxious. He's nervous. He has a feeling that things aren't right. You know, he's peeking around, looking at things. When he gets to the safe, he discovers the money that's there. Originally, Gustavo had another plan. Gustavo was willing to sell him down the river to protect his own skin, right? Because he doesn't want it to be discovered that he ordered the hit on Lalo Salamanca. So, you know, Nacho's basically a set and duck at this point. And I'm so worried is what's going to happen. What's going to happen to Nacho, right? You know, we don't want anything bad to happen to him. Absolutely not. You know, so Nacho just finds out, he, through him surveilling his surroundings, he discovers that someone is following him and reporting his moves back, right? And he finds out that Gustavo is actually the one behind that. And he goes and he confronts the man. And after he leaves that apartment building, after that confrontation, he is met with Salamanca's goons. And the Salamanca twins are back from Breaking Bad, you know, in their shiny gray suits, which is so good to see them back. And, you know, so there's this big chaotic, you know, scene. And one of the guys goes to shoot Nacho. And one of the twins shoots, you know, one of their own guys and says, we're supposed to take him in alive. So they're obviously taking him in to be tortured, basically, to pay for what he did to Lalo Salamanca. And, you know, Nacho doesn't know that Lalo isn't dead. He just knows that he's got to get out of there quick, and he doesn't know who he can trust because he is not in a good situation right now. And Gustavo actually was planted in his safe, you know, money and stuff that would link him to the Colombian cartel to make it seem like he was linked with them, and that it had nothing to do with, you know, Gustavo or his issues with Lalo. And, you know, Nacho buttered up and got close with Lalo at, you know, being blackmailed himself by Gustavo, because Gustavo discovered that he is the one who caused Hector's heart attack, right? And paralyzed him and put him in the chair. And so he has to do these things and to protect his father and to protect his own life. And Nacho is absolutely fearful. He gets out there and during that gun battle, he's able to get to a truck. He hotwires his truck, and the whole time he's hotwiring this truck, here comes the Salamanca twins, just pew, 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 shooting. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, please, 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 don't kill him, don't kill him, don't kill him, don't kill him. No, 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 no. He's able to hotwire the car, and then he turns the car around, and now the twins are now standing in front, and they're just loading off more pew, 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 and they're blowing holes all through this windshield, and you see Nacho doing a lot of this. And I was scared. Oh, one of those could have hit him, and then his head will hit the horn, and it'll go, that's what I was thinking was about to happen. I was like, oh my gosh. Is Nacho going to make it? Is he going to survive? And luckily, Nacho escapes that moment because he just rams that truck, gets him out of the way, and he's able to escape. Um, and then Gustavo and Mike are having a conversation. Mike goes to him, and Gustavo's like, Nacho's not answering the phone. We're going to have to, go after his father. And Mike says, under no circumstances are we going to, hurt an innocent man that has nothing to do with this. And Gustavo looks at his number two guy. His number two guy looks at Mike, and he pulls out his gun. And this look on Mike's face is basically the look that he had. He was not scared at all. He wasn't backing down. He wasn't changing his mind. And Gustavo said, he hasn't called me. He said he will. And Mike gets a call. And Mike answers that call, and it's Nacho on the phone. And he says he wants to talk to you. Well, we don't get to see if he takes the call or what happens. But what we do see, is, Mike's not dead. Nacho's not dead for now. We don't see Lalo in this episode or Howard. But Lalo and Howard are very much there. They're driving a lot of the main things that are happening in this episode. Howard, like Saul and Kim, are on the trail to get Howard and bring him down. And then we see the Salamancas defending Lalo Salamanca's honor and trying to take down Nacho and kill him. And then on the other end, you see Gustavo trying to gather that information about Lalo to see if he's actually dead. Hector knows the truth. And now Gustavo's concerned. Will it be discovered that he is the one that ordered this hit? Will he be in more trouble? We know he's not going to die. But how is he going to get out of this situation? That is the question that I want to know. Do you have any thoughts or theories on how Gustavo might get out of this shaky situation? What's going to happen with Nacho? Is Nacho going to get to have his happy ending? That's what I want to know. You know what? I thank you all for watching. I hope you all are all happy and healthy and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I'm your girl, Ashley, the widow. And you know what? I'm about to be up out of here. Bye.